Welcome back to the Lean In podcast. My name is Ryan, and I'm joined here by my lovely friend and co-host,
Joel Cooper.
That's Joel Cooper, guys. The famous celebrity lawyer, Joel Cooper. Anyways, welcome back. We've missed you. I hope you guys have... Well, we have a balance here at the Lean In podcast. We have a love-hate relationship with our viewers.
Mostly hate.
And we hope that you have a neutral day. We don't like bad or good days.
Shout out to Liam Shuttleworth. I love you.
Shout out to him.
All right. Moving on.
So, with tradition.
Tradition.
We've got...
Traditions are important.
Yes. Would you like to actually start, Joel, with a news or a fact?
Okay, so I'm going to start with... I only have a fact. I'm going to start with that one day we will run out of key resources and everyone on Earth will die.
That's hilarious. Oh, man.
No, my real fact.
No, we cut the podcast there.
That's my news story, that we're all going to die if we don't do something different. We keep expecting the same result and not doing anything different. My fact is that I really like crocodiles, right?
That's pretty cool.
Crocodiles are cool. But what's sad is they actually keep growing and growing and growing. And why they die is because they get too big and too heavy to hunt. And that's literally why they die. They grow until the day they die.
Really? So...
No, I'm not saying they could live forever, but they do get
Do
too
they have
big
any
and
weight
slow.
loss programs or any,
I'm sure there is Jenny Crocodile out there
Yeah.
somewhere. But yeah, I love them fat crocs.
Man, if we can tap into that market, man.
When you think about it, Crocs are actually one of the most comfortable pairs of shoes.
So you're going to be a dad one day? Is that what's happening? Or?
Moving on. Ryan, what have you got for us? Any facts about sneakers or?
This is a very... this is just the best news article I've ever read.
Cap.
Yes. It actually... Wait, did you say cat or cap?
Cap.
Oh, well, I thought...
It's about cat. It's not about cats. Not again.
It's about a cat!
No, it's not. No,
Guys,
no, I'm stopping recording.
Rare Canadian cat has thumbs making his paws look like cute little mittens. And then if I zoom in, hang on.
Are you
Can you
good,
see?
bro?
Can you guys see that? That's pretty cool, isn't it? He's got like a little...
What's the story? The cat did what?
He just has a little thumb, and he just looks like his paw. His paw, it really, it makes it look like cute little mittens, and he's gonna do some little cooking. That's fun. Don't you guys love that? Little cute little kitten mittens. Picture that, but a cat.
Dead.
And for my... it's like we're high. And then for my fact, Dua Lipa. She
Is she the same person as Dua Lipa?
Dua Lipa. She is born in London, the eldest child of Kosovo-Albanian parents, Anessa, and Dukadjin Lipa from Pristina, Yugoslavia. Her family is of Muslim heritage. Through her maternal grandmother, she is of Bosnian descent.
I'm so dead.
Did you guys know that? That's pretty cool.
I didn't know that because we Googled it just before we recorded this. I'm so dead. Oh my. You make a mockery of this show. There's not much to mock, but you make a mockery of it.
And we hate gaming. That's
Yeah, we're part of the suck at this with the
This
virtual
one.
background. The anti-gaming club. We hate gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Gaming is for losers.
That's right.
Scum. Society's lows.
We hate gamers here at the Lean In podcast.
and
Why don't we have all this crap?
what stuff?
All that stuff.
No,
Oh.
hold on. Is there anything? Oh, there's a couple of gaming things. in
That's
there.
like crap.
Yeah, we'll get rid of Dragonborn, Geralt, Atlas, and then we're good. Oh no, Pikachu's kind of gaming.
And this guy's head.
Whose guy's head?
This guy.
Oh, we should
Not me.
decapitate his head. Yeah, because gaming is terrible because it's a bad place for well-being. Some would say when you think about it.
Yeah, especially when you get into a lobby and they're just saying racial slurs and
Yeah,
calling your mum up and saying that she's very beautiful.
we've all been there.
Relatable. Especially in the public forum, I think.
In all seriousness, gaming's okay.
Yes.
But it does sometimes. It can be a little bit of a minefield for people who are already struggling, I guess, outside of their hobbies and what they're doing online. And if you come in and you're looking for a chill environment, you log on to Valorant, you log on to League of Legends, and you're just, oh, guys, I'm just going to have a chill night. I'll queue ranked. It'll be fine. And then you get 4, man children who are like, when you mess up a little bit or they just start attacking people and they're racist and they're sexist and they're...
Do you know how to even play the game? And and then you run around a corner and then you get shot and they're like, oh, what I tell you, like, oh, this guy's dumb, stupid.
so bad, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You're the worst gamer I've ever seen.
And then you meet them in real life and they're like, hey guys, hey, how you going? You know.
Yeah, because they get their power out of being jerks. But yeah, it's like it sucks when you're looking for a certain vibe and then you play an online game. For context, it's hard to get tilted in a single player game.
Yeah. Although
I guess you can get tilted at the
Dark
game.
Souls and stuff, kind of.
I've avoided playing that game for that reason.
Yeah, no. Actually, Isaiah, you know Isaiah, right?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay.
Anyways, no, Isaiah and I were playing.
Who?
I keep on forgetting.
I know a Foggernaut Longshanks. Is that
It's Falconaut Longshanks.
is that guy?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just seeing in Dungeons and Dragons at the moment. I need to play. We will.
He was sorry. I just remember we played the first and I haven't been I was like, oh yeah, I would love to play, and then I just got up to a part where I'm just at a boss and I just keep on dying and I'm like
You're in like the feedback loop of like I want to play, I want to beat this. I'll play the level a bit differently. I'll try this. I'll try that. But then you get to a point where you're just like, no, I'm not up for this. Like getting ground, like just punched into the ground for like 2 hours.
And it's just like, I don't know. I play video games just to relax. Mainly.
This is not for me.
Yeah, and just kind of like, take it easy with some things, and I kind of like games that it sounds almost weird and bad. Like I know that they're kind of easy to play.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
you want to play something like that.
Yeah.
That's Minecraft for me.
Yeah,
not like I'm not saying Minecraft's easy, but you know what I'm saying. Like
the illusion of difficulty, I think. Yeah,
a game where you can choose to just chill. Like you could put it on peaceful. Or you could go on creative and you can just whatever, like something like that. But then there's nights when you're like, I want to fight the biggest boss I can find in a video game.
I do feel like that. It just kind of fluctuates of like maybe it's like how you're doing in life, sort of like the sort of games that you're playing is kind of an expression of what you actually.
Yeah, you feeling like are you someone like me that really needs like a competitive, like ranked play regularly, like multiple times a week? Or are you at the point where you're kind of burnt up out of those kind of games and you're just looking for, you want to explore because you can't explore in real life because of COVID? Are you looking for co-op with your mates or that you can't see or it's a better experience,
Actually, what's a really... Let's think of like a good game that...
Half-Life 3.
Half-Life 3. Maybe not existent games.
Oh.
I mean, wait.
Wait, what?
I don't mind playing this.
We just had the cables like rewired, like.
Ever watch Futurama and then like they do a picture of like Fry's brain and it's just like a little monkey like doing the symbols? That was my brain just then.
I love that. I love that analogy. A game that's what?
No, like okay, every time you pick it up, it's just good. Or just like you feel better once you're playing it, or like you feel better after you've played it or something.
No games. I get no enjoyment out of video games. Because they're bad. Anti-gaming.
Yeah.
I'd probably say... I don't want to say Minecraft again, but Minecraft is a pretty good one that once you play for a bit, I just feel, with the music and the soundtrack, you just feel so chill. But something like, I don't know, something like Skyrim, but not doing anything really, like, a game where you can just kind of move about.
Have you ever played a game and then just wanted to act like an NPC?
Oh, yeah.
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 Like, I did that in Skyrim, a bit in GTA.
I did that a bit in GTA 5.
Yeah, like,
it's funny to just drive around just like a loser, just like stopping for the red light.
You can like, be this criminal underlord and, running around killing people and like getting heaps of money.
No, I'm a potato farmer in Skyrim.
Yeah. I tend to my crops and I go about my day.
It's funny though with you were saying, it's so true about the things you need out of like your hobby. And that's why I hesitate to mock like mobile gamers or like console gamers or like, all the other dirty scumlords of the world. We just have our own, we're just describing things and we just occasionally put in and those dirty little freaking freaks, Yeah, can you imagine if you had a Nintendo Switch? What a loser you must be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you got one?
No.
You should lend it to me. No. But you need different things out of what you play or what you watch or whatever. So it's like, I won't mock people that just play, a certain genre and I feel like it's mostly the FPS community that's most vocal against other communities.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there's a lot of communities that don't really... One of my favorite... this is a throwback. You ever watch Video Game High School by Rocket Jump?
I watched a few episodes, but...
I love that show.
Yeah.
But when they... I think it's the second or third season, they have to get help from the mobile gamers. And they go down to this dark basement. And it's they don't have good computers. Or
I see.
It's like this underworld of and they're like, I need to tend to my digital crops.
They're speaking in tongues down there and stuff.
But I kind of feel like that is what mobile gaming is. Like people mock it so hard that people must feel weird doing it.
Yeah.
But it's whatever. If that's what you itch, scratch it.
Right. I've been playing Plague Inc. recently.
What is that?
You haven't played Plague Inc.? Plague Incorporated. So you play as a plague or a disease.
What?
Yeah, and then your main goal is to destroy humanity.
So you're COVID.
You can be COVID if you wanted to.
I don't want to.
It's hilarious. But
so it's it's a Steam game.
Yeah, you can put.
Oh my gosh! So it's
it started off on mobile.
It looks like Risk, but it's
Yeah, but you're like a disease. It's actually good.
Why would you want to just make people sick and kill them? Most likely.
Well, we never speak about our heart's desires.
But hey, if your itch that you need to scratch is playing a disease simulator or truck simulator or goat simulator or you play...
There's horse riding ones too. I don't know why I know that. It's hey, don't forget those horse riding simulators. They're the good ones. Don't put them in the other lots. They're my favorite toy. It's like Toy Story.
I really don't know about that. But yeah, whatever that, that itch is. And it's the same as like a lot of people make fun of particular genres of things you watch. I do it a lot. I mock reality TV because I can't stand it.
Yeah.
Cannot stand
Married
it.
at First Sight and all that.
Maths, Farmer Wants a Wife, Big Brother.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever it is, I will mock, most likely. But at the end of the day, if that's what you like watching, who cares what, someone else thinks? If it's the thing that you are passionate about or whatever, like I keep looking up people reacting to friggin' the Boba Fett or reacting to No Way Home or and I get teary even thinking about those scenes in those movies and TV shows. That's my my itch is that kind of content. If you really like
Alfred Molina. Is it?
Yeah,
no.
he's on my monitor. Alfred, Big Al, Big Al, as I call him.
Yeah, Big Al.
But if you like something, don't, there's other people out there that'll like it and just be as, as passionate as you. You just got to find those people to have that interaction with that enjoy what you enjoy.
Like there's some people, I don't think I could do this. Like it's a really good game. It seems like Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Simulator.
Would that just be like copying and pasting something and then like making it worse? Is that always your one?
Or just like it's a copy of Windows 10 or something, but it's like you're streaming Windows 10 to somebody else.
I like Windows 10.
Yeah, I like Windows 10.
I'm running Windows 11 though.
Is that Windows? It looks the same.
Yeah, it's
like the exact same.
My favorite one, which I'm going to show to you right now, right? Just because it's so funny. If you right click in Windows 11, you get a new right click menu. But if you go to show more options, it's the Windows 10.
What? They couldn't be bothered. They
could not be bothered. So
but Microsoft Flight Simulator,
planes.
Yeah, like I think that's really cool, and they can get very specific about the controls and everything, and then
is this like those gamers that have like the joystick?
Yeah, they've got the whole setup.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're probably wearing like an aviator hat while they're flying.
And they know what the commands do, like aviator 991 going to 044, whatever.
Yeah, they know all the codes. They friggin' speak this stuff. They go on the subreddit and they're like, "Hey guys, look, I flew this so smoothly. Look at my stats."
And it's
guys.
like a whole 7-hour flight from like LA to friggin' Paris or something.
Why? Why do they do it?
It's
but
hilarious.
Who cares? If they enjoy it.
Yeah, it's their rom-com.
If they enjoy... okay. Wow. What's this podcast episode about again?
We're talking about gaming, I guess. We're generally talking about gaming.
What about like well-being in like esports?
Oh, yeah, well, like...
Oh, sorry, that's a fake career, fake job, by the way. Yeah. I read it on a subreddit that's all fake. That's not a real job. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you
work at Macca's?
Yeah. You probably earn like 400 times less, but that's a real job.
Society,
Yeah. You're not some kind of like internet scum.
Bitch. Bitches.
Stop. But it is funny though that like esports is seen as such like a dark underworld.
Oh yeah.
Or like content creation as well on like YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like we're just we started off all with good intentions in 2010, I guess. When YouTube became a thing and everybody was just like, look at my room, or just like, look at the funny stuff I can do in my house and like little edits or whatever.
But now it's like well-oiled machine.
Yeah, and it's just like this corporate like.
We love the corporate, by the way. Please like and subscribe.
Yes, we love them.
Page.
Mm-hmm. We love the men that come to our houses to tell us what to say and what not to say.
I don't think YouTube does that to us.
I
don't think they watch this at all. I don't think they care.
Have you had that happen to you?
No. And if you had it happen, it's got nothing to do with our YouTube channel.
Xi Jinping would like a word with you.
Who is that?
You know.
So, who is that?
Like and subscribe. Put it down in the comments if you actually know who that is.
If you're watching this right now and you're not subscribed, stop being a loser and subscribe. Okay. So, yeah, it's funny that I guess I'm very passionate about esports being a thing that you just don't like. I don't understand why people have the need to poop on things that are successful or good. It's like I feel like it's the same thing, and like, what I'm talking about is like traditional sports and people involved with that, or the public who like that kind of thing, reacting in a very negative way to esports because it's different or whatever. But it's also like the same as like, you know, those people who are like, oh, I never watched Game of Thrones because everyone likes it.
Yeah.
It's one of those like,
As soon as it's like it's hit a threshold of like, oh, there's so many people watching it or so many people enjoying it, it turns into like, oh, but that's like, you know, if you follow the crowd there,
you must be a booger eater.
But then what happens if you do that is that you like, I get it, you know, like of course it's like, oh, okay, that seems like a really popular thing. I'm not a part of that crowd or whatever, and then you just join another crowd. You join another crowd of like, we're anti-pop, whatever.
We're anti Korean TV, or you know, like people who are just don't like things that are different.
Yeah.
And I know a bunch of people who won't give things a chance. Like I know a lot of people who won't watch subbed content.
subtitled,
Subtitled, like foreign language, subtitled. Really? It has to be dubbed, or I'm not going to watch it.
What?
Because because they don't like, you know, reading subtitles. It's a bit. And look, the first time you watch something subbed, sure, it's a little onerous to be looking, but if you don't give it a chance, you're gonna miss a lot of good stuff.
We both watch movies with subtitles on.
Yeah.
Like even English speaking movies, I find I can keep track of like everything that's going on.
Or if you miss the word that's said, you might be able to quickly look at the bottom to see what it was because it hasn't quite got to the and moved yet. But it's like, who cares about like? I feel like sometimes we just don't give things. Just chill.
Let me just chill. Come on.
Yeah, let me hate on things that other people like because I've got all this time to hate. It's just
esports though. I feel like because I remember it was actually in year 12 and I was talking with a PE teacher and I think I just briefly mentioned like, oh yeah, did you know that
gaming?
Yeah, esports will be a part of the Olympics in like 10 years or something, and
likely.
Yeah, and like they...
Or to start, it's already at the X Games level. Like, COD's already being played at the X Games level for years, like 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, and he scoffed at it. He went, what the heck? Like,
yeah, no way. That'll never happen.
Yeah, but would you say that it's the same sort of brain activity or like same sort of mental energy that you have to put into a sport, maybe even more so in gaming.
As a competitor, or like
as a competitor, because then you know, think about a sports person, so an NRL player, for example, they have to, you know, you'd have to be thinking about positioning, and you'd have to be thinking about
game plan
tactics and strategy, and a sense of flow with your teammates and stuff. That's the exact same in a video game.
And you know, people say. And all that mental side, and you've got a bit, you know, people struggle with the mental side of it. There's nerves, there's mental issues that come from big things happening, big losses, big mistakes on the biggest stages.
Yeah.
A lot of esports orgs have wellbeing coaches or psychologists. Like,
is that true?
Astralis in Counter-Strike was one of the first. I remember them a couple of years ago. They brought in a sports psych. And not long after they brought in the sports psych, they went on the greatest CSGO tear of all time, won like 3 or 4 majors in a row. I can't remember how many it was. It was crazy.
So it's almost like you could say that there's a direct correlation.
Oh, yeah. because it was able to unlock some of the things we already know in traditional sports, but unlock it in an esports context. The players are already great. They're already great players. But if you can put them in a system where they have the best chance of success, right? They're sleeping enough. Their sleep's being monitored. They're sleeping enough.
Exercise.
It's good sleep. They're eating well. They're checking in regularly about mental health and how they're going. They're addressing those things. They're doing team walks. They're doing gym. It's a lot of the same stuff traditional athletes do, but it's that you don't. Obviously, they don't spend nearly as much time in a gym as necessarily as a physical athlete will. But their gym is the server.
Yeah, and it would actually. Yeah, there's sort of, and probably mindfulness too. Mindfulness is like exercise for the brain, and that's been shown to improve focus and improve memory and all that stuff. So, yeah, I didn't know that like,
it's just starting to come up. The more money that is going into esports, they're going, what else can we do?
Yeah.
Sports psychs, they'll build facilities for them to train at with gyms and with and rooms to chill in and just vibe. And now we're starting to go, well, maybe they shouldn't be playing 10 or 12 hours a day. Now let's work a schedule that's better for mental health and for physical health. And it's funny. I remember people scoffing about it a lot. Maybe 5 or 6 years ago in CS.
Yeah.
It was starting to... No, it can't be that long ago. Maybe 3 or 4 years ago. There was starting to get a run of gaming-related injuries in CS.
What?
They were starting to... what do you call it?
Carpal tunnel?
Carpal tunnel was starting to pop up regularly. Like, big names in CS were not playing at big events.
Because they couldn't literally...
They were taking 6 months off to get hold of their... And it started to go, oh, well, maybe we do need to look at some of the... How do we minimize this? What are exercises we need to do? Are there, devices we can use to take strain off the wrist? What other things do we need to do? And obviously now, in 2022... physical and mental health for esports is massive. Like, it's got to be there, because we're not talking about, hey, I'm playing for $500 at my local, we're talking about there's millions of dollars going everywhere in the industry. Now there's accountability for employers to make sure that their employees, these gamers, are treated well.
Because I guess you could kind of say, it's going to sound like a weird thing to say, but it's almost like an extreme sport in that, like for me, I actually can't sit at a computer for, they train 10 to 12 hours a day. I can't do that. Like, I feel I need to get, I'm quite, probably ADHD or something like that. I just need to get going with stuff, and I get restless. And
you'd need like regular, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go do a workout, or I'm going to go grab lunch, or I'm going to go for a walk. You'd need that, but I'm sure that's kind of starting to become more part of it, because it can't be good for you to sit, in that spot for that long. And
so it's kind of like, it's like it's like an extreme sport, but just inside. I don't know, because like they're putting their bodies, and I guess your minds and stuff into such a conditioned space. Like, this thing here is your gym, is your life and your income and everything right here.
And I can hit that shot and I can be successful, or I can miss that shot and we lose. It's one of those, I think if more people kind of engaged with it, I think a lot more people would be interested but I think a lot of the common things that people say about it are so ironic. The things like, why would you watch someone play video games when you can play the video game yourself? And I'm like, that's what you do when you're watching sport. Yeah. Why aren't you going and playing the sport? I don't want to. But you want to watch it. It's that there's something about watching the best of the best at something.
And even, just a simple thing, or wood chopping competitions.
Yeah. Hey, those are cool.
Those are actually really cool. Have you seen?
I watched the Australia-New Zealand final. I don't know why, it popped up on my thing, and I watched 10 minutes, and I was like, this is fascinating. It was like a...
What do they do again? Is it like...
It was like a 4-leg it was a team thing.
Oh.
So it was like one guy had to do to chop through with just an axe. One guy it was chainsaw. Like it was like a full leg like relay thing, and I was like, how can they make wood cutting interesting? Or wood chopping, or like, have you seen the other ones where it's like wood axe throwing?
Yeah.
It's like, how can you make that interesting? It just is. Like, but you kind of go, hey, these are the things I like in life, and I've got enough. But it's like every now and then it's interesting to just watch a sporting event you've never watched before. Maybe tune into an esports thing. Try a new TV show that you think you hate because of your interaction. Everyone else loves it or whatever. Try it.
And I just saw recently that there's what is it? I think it wasn't hide and seek. No, it wasn't hide and seek. It was pillow fighting championships.
What?
There's an actual. You can look it up. They've introduced. I think you can watch it on some. It's almost like UFC but with pillows.
How do you win?
I think when the other guy taps. It gets brutal. It's actually brutal. These strong boys are just with a pillow going.
Yeah, it's not much padding. You might as well be punching the person if you're a big guy with a pillow.
Yeah.
Or what's the other one that's interesting that we saw an Australian show pop up recently? Extreme Tag.
Oh yes, that looks
very interesting. I don't think the Australian show's come out yet. I could be wrong. Is that out? No, I don't think so. But it's interesting because it's one of those, and I think the same
That's
why
parkour, right? Like where they have like
it's like a little parkour set, but you've got to get it's like 1v1 and then there's team ones and like it's interesting. But I think speaking of parkour, I think that's why like American Ninja Warrior, or as we just rebranded it, Australian Ninja Warrior. Although I know there was a Asian, like I don't know which country, but there was Ninja Warrior before the US one. But I think that took people by storm because it was something they'd never seen before.
Yeah,
they'd seen it in movies, these stunt people working and whatever. But it's like, what about if athletes just like did a parkour course?
Yeah, and I actually did appreciate that it seemed like they got different athletes from like there was an NRL player in I remember. Yeah, the big Afro dude. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I forget his name too. He used to play for the Roosters, but
but he was a huge dude, and he couldn't even get past the first couple of obstacles, and like that. I think that for me was like, you
don't just have to be a big fit, or it's got nothing. It's like it is talent. Like it's people who do a lot of this. They've got great finger strength. Their core strength is amazing. Climbers, yeah. But it's fun to see someone do something fantastic, and I think that's why we're drawn to sports. It's why we're drawn to stories, sports. And it's why we're drawn to it. We want to see something we've never seen before. What will happen next? It's the thing of who's gonna be there in Super Bowl 50. Like it's this like writing a next chapter, and it's respecting the chapters of the past, but what's going to happen in the next chapter. And I think that's why we're drawn to the things we're drawn to. You just got to find the thing that ticks for you. That's like, oh, dude, this is the thing I'm so passionate about. Because you can find that in work and you can love your thing, but I feel like there's also you need something outside of your work life that you go, oh, I'm excited to do that, or what's happening. And for a lot of people, that's sport. If it's esports, if it's anime, it's
and then, like, even doesn't have to be like contact stuff or like just sports in general. Just be like I've been getting into reading recently, and that like because I had my arm broken and I just couldn't do anything. I got into reading, and I
scratched the itch for you.
Yeah, I read for 3 or 4 hours this morning, and I never thought I would actually do that before. Like, actually, how you describe reading, you say like, oh man, like stuff really, I hate it, and then
but you're like can't get enough of it.
Yeah, once you find a good book, like I'm reading the Wheel of Time series. June. Apparently that's a good one to read too.
Is that the one that they turned into a show on Amazon Prime?
Yeah. I'm reading.
That looks good. It looks like a Game of Thrones Witcher ripoff.
Yeah, it kind of is. But the book, amazing. I'm reading it right now. Lovely. So, but yeah, as you were saying, like, I guess it's just like as society has developed more and we've become more liberated. You know, our individual selves have more rights and freedoms, and we can mostly do what we want.
We've got time for hobbies and for even when people say I don't have time for a hobby, that's cap. It's either cap because you already have a hobby and you just don't want to say what it is, or two, you're using your, when you get home, you just lie on the couch and watch whatever. And if that's the thing you like to do it. But yeah, you've got that bit of, you do have time to pick up something. Just try something new every now and then.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yeah. And, you know, I've heard a thing of like, you know, if you can't do, some people say do something you're afraid of every day. And I don't think people can actually, like most people don't. Yeah, most people can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. Maybe do it every year, you know, once a year. Just
try something.
Yeah. And then get into it and maybe not like, I guess you can do cliff diving.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. But it was like that girl, there's actually the girl, she lives around here, and now she's like a gold medalist, and she just started, do you know Catherine Hill Bay? The beach.
Ah, yeah.
There's a cliff, there's a cliff jump to the right of it, and
why would you do that?
And she was just little and would just do that, and just would flip into the water and stuff. And then now she's like gold medalist, and she just would find it fun.
She likes death.
She loves death, don't we all?
I was watching a Kevin Hart interview where he was asked what's on his bucket list, and he said, "I don't have anything. I don't like to help death." I was like, "Yep."
That's very wise, Kevin Hart.
But yeah, like you find your passion. If it's cliff diving, if it's making a podcast with your mate, or it's making content on your own because you hate your mate.
Huh?
Or if you like watching the Book of Boba Fett, which is amazing, and you should watch it. If you like Digimon.
Yeah, yeah, I love Digimon, and I love saving over other people's saves.
Get wrecked, Martin.
I think with that though, there's some people that get all consumed, like artists do this heaps, where they get all consumed in their work, in their hobby, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then maybe even like 6 months to a year pass, and they're like, "Frick, I haven't talked to anybody in like forever," you know. And you kind of need that too. You need it's a whole thing of balance.
So what we're
saying,
social is your social life needs to be a passion too.
Yeah,
needs to be a passion.
And it seems like if you can, like those competitive sports teams, even esports and stuff, they seem to have things covered. Like they're in a team, so they're part of something bigger than themselves, and but then they've also got their individual skills to work on, like in that group context, which is I think what we need. Yeah.
And I bet they build quite a camaraderie with their teammates and stuff too, like we see in traditional sports. And but at the same time, I bet they've got, you know, the ones who are doing well over in life, not well, you know, competitively, have strong family ties and they socialize, and then, you know, I guess it's the whole. It's the whole thing. You want to have a whole life. You want to be your best physically and mentally. Socialize when you can. Be passionate about the work you can do. But when I guess the thing though that and when mental health pops up as quite an issue is when you're looking at why you don't have one of those things, that you don't do the other things. Like you think complete or none. Like you think if I don't have everything. Yeah. So just, I guess the message is just focus on what you got.
Do the best. Do your best. And if your best is just, you know, going for a walk on a day, like on any given day, you've got a free time and you do a 2-3 kilometer walk, and that's all you can muster.
And if you just like to see a friend every week or fortnight or whatever, that's good. If that's what you're comfortable with right now, do that. And, maybe you'll feel like you want to do it more often. Or
Yeah, and in the same vein, there is a sense of like you have to venture out a little bit. It's conditioning. You have to. So that 2-3 kilometer walk you've been doing every week or something, now do 3.5 in 1 week and then see how that feels. And it'll be a bit more difficult. This could be a run or it could be an exercise, whatever. This applies to a lot of things, but this is just like our little
wholesome. Oh, I like it.
No,
Keep going.
It's just, it's the venture into the unknown, right? And that's the whole, and I think I brought it up ages ago, but like the hero's journey, that's what we're kind of on. Like, you've got to, you can find your comfort, and that's great. And I'm a big fan of comfort. I'm sure you are too. Everybody.
We all are. We're creatures of comfort.
Yeah, very Epicurean sort of style. But you got to find a thing to just keep on developing to venture into the unknown. So yeah, and like if you want to, I think if you want to get into professional gaming, you can challenge yourself in that. But if it's all, I guess with hobbies, I'm not.
Got to find the line.
Yeah, like,
and you can't go 100% into something that you don't have at least a good, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're passionate about something that's a bit unconventional, work at it while you're doing something, you're working to support
it's like
yourself.
40%, yeah. 40% rule, something like that. Yeah. And yeah, like, and it's almost like such a almost contradictory thing and a paradoxical thing, but at every stage, just being like kind to yourself and just being like, hey, like, you've done all you can today. Good on you.
Yep.
Just saying something as simple as that can switch things around and not get you into like, oh, I'm not doing enough. You've got plenty of time, and be grateful for the we've got a lot of time. This is a part of history where we can actually explore what we want to explore, and it's cool.
We got very wholesome, but I think it's I think it's a good message that the all or nothing approach isn't what you want to be. It's the pursue the things you can that you want to pursue. Take some risks, socialize, exercise even when you feel like you don't want to, and see people when you feel you don't want to, because those little bits of challenges, that once you get there, you will actually be happy. It's just that your mind is telling you, no, wouldn't it be just nice to stay here and comfort
zone.
So I guess it's that little bit of stay comfortable, little bit of a challenge, stay comfortable, little bit of a challenge, and be happy with where you're at and where you're going. Not be so hard on yourself that you're not there.
Yeah. And realize that even top athletes lose, or even top athletes fail.
And business people lose money. And, we all have that as like the hero's journey fall. We all have that to varying degrees. And some people have more than others, and some are deeper or shallower than others. But be kind to yourself. Be happy that you're on the path and keep looking at where you want to go. But don't be looking around and going, oh, poor, that person's doing that and that person's doing that.
Yeah.
Be happy with where you are and where you're going.
And I think, what's his name? Jordan Peterson, if you know him. Yeah. Oh, Jordan Peterson. Yeah. You got to bring order. He says, like, compare yourself to who you were yesterday, or compare yourself to who you were 2 years ago. Compare yourself to your past self rather than
a fair comparison.
Yeah, rather than anybody else, because you're really on your, like, you are kind of on your own. You've got other people around, and we're all in this journey together. But it's a sense of, you're the only one that's, and maybe if you believe in God, God's aware as well. Very aware of your own pitfalls and very aware of your own success too. So
yeah, your value is innate. It's I remember seeing a Will Smith video where he's one where he said, what other people say is a really bad way of judging how we should feel about ourselves. And it's like, it is true. Like, we need to go, hey, we're doing okay.
yeah,
I know.
yeah.
We had these things we didn't get. It's okay. There's always tomorrow. There's always, and not that we're saying procrastinate or keep pushing those things, because you should take a risk. Try the thing you want to do. I don't know if I should do it. No, try it. Take a step. But
even in relationships and stuff too. Yeah,
but be fair to yourself. That if when success or failure happens, or you're comparing yourself, be kind and go, there'll be another opportunity, and just follow the path, enjoy the journey, because I think sometimes we focus too much on the end. I'm looking at my degree now and going, this is my last year.
Oh, true.
I've been looking so far forward to graduating, but I'm like, why? Why aren't I just enjoying enjoying uni? And or if you're really pursuing a promotion or something, I was like, well, just enjoy what you're doing, enjoy where you're at and what you're doing, and don't look so far forward to end goals, because sometimes those end goals aren't nearly as satisfying as you think they're going to be.
Have you heard of the hedonic wheel study?
I have, but I can't remember what it found.
It was pretty much like, so they compared, you've probably heard this is like positive psychology. It's like they compared a guy that won the lottery, and they compared a guy to like just their happiness levels. Compared a guy who had won the lottery to a guy who had lost both of his legs, or I think lost both of his legs, or became paraplegic or something like that. And yeah, obviously, of course, like the guy who won the lottery, bam, instant, like he was on a 10 for probably around 2 or 3 months. And he was, living it up, and then it came crashing down, and
big decline.
Yeah, it actually went down further from baseline, well, before he won the lottery, and then went back up to baseline, to what it was before. And then with the paraplegic dude, you can obviously, anybody who loses their legs or loses movement in the legs, they're gonna be like, oh frig me, like this is the worst. And then they go down, and it's around 2 or 3 months where I think they're adjusting to their situation, and they actually rise, and I think they actually peak above baseline after the 3 or 4 months, and then they come back down to baseline. So you can see it's like the two opposite spectrums, but it comes back into the same thing.
I guess that's a conclusion about the value of wealth, though, as well. Like it's, I'm not pretending to understand that guy's scenario, the guy who won the money, but material value is a bad way to gauge how happy you are, how successful you are, because it doesn't bring you satisfaction.
Yeah, and doesn't bring you actual lasting happiness, which is, I think, what we're kind of all looking for.
I guess you just got to find the value and the happiness in your situation, and don't look for a magic cure to being happy. It's a journey.
Yeah,
that's why we need to be kind.
And it's multifaceted. There's lots of different things that need to come together almost and form a bridge together.
Make sure you're looking at what those options are to you to if you're feeling like you're struggling, are you doing a bit of exercise? Are you seeing that friend that you've been putting off catching up with? Are you doing that hobby you enjoy when you get home from work? Where are your contact points in your support network? That multifaceted idea. Don't think it's got to be all or nothing. And I tried one thing and it didn't help. So
yeah, so I'll just whatever. Like
try some things and let them and see how you go. That's where think science. You don't just change one thing, give it 30 seconds and go, it didn't work. Let's go, boys. Change something in your life. Give it time. See how it goes.
And yeah, I think and if you think, I know this because I just like this stuff. I like exercise and all that. I really found the value of it. Like, give exercise if you're gonna go like half in or like a bit more than half. You gotta give it time for about 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. It's about a month. It's a month process, and then after that, you might not actually even notice. It's a weird thing, but then once you actually look back and reflect and be like, oh, actually, I'm feeling way better than I did before, and I didn't even, you're just kind of living your day, and it's just becoming more and more routine.
I guess that's the same thing with anything you change to help your mood. Nothing's going to be immediate, but just keep with it. Ride that wave, and it will be okay. Just got to take some steps that are going to make you feel better. Exercise, support network, family, social relations, your hobbies. You know what makes you happy. But when you're feeling down, you probably don't want to do those things.
Yeah, it's just...
You got to break through.
Yeah. And then you'll feel much better afterwards. Much better.
It's got very wholesome.
Yeah,
but,
this has been
we should
really
probably
good.
wrap this one up. So I guess today we were talking about mentality, I guess, in different areas.
And another important thing is to hate gamers. Remember that.
Yeah, anti-gaming group, guys.
We are the anti-gaming group, and we give you
It's like
all
Blue
the
Man
support.
Group. It's anti-gaming.
But honestly, thank you for listening, or if you're on YouTube, thank you for watching. Please hit the old like and subscribe if you want to hear more of this, and we wish you all the best in your journeys.
And love yourself. Remember to love yourself. Thanks for watching.